welcome to the Motorsport Coaching Podcast, sponsored by Motivate Training and Management. This is a podcast where we talk to drivers and industry experts to help you maximize your performances on and off the track. Let's get started with today's show. Hello guys, I am your host Belinda Risley, and today we are joined by one of my clients, Michael Clemente. Michael's got a fantastic story about his career today, starting from karting and going right up to his race debut this year. Not yet to start, but in the TCR series. So stay tuned for that show. What are the kind of things that we do with Michael? We work around his sponsorship, we help him with his social media, public relations, exercise training and nutrition. If you guys want to know a little bit more about what we can do for you at Motivate Training, head over to our website, motivatetraining.com.au. Look for the development page, and whilst you're there, download one of our free ebooks that's got lots of inside tricks and tips to how to get started with sponsorship, how to help develop your social media plan, how to get some PR. We go a little bit into media training and a little bit about starting off with your branding. So again, guys, race over to motivatetraining.com.au/development and check out that ebook. Let's get started with today's show. Hi, Michael. Welcome to the Motorsport Coaching Podcast.
Thank you, Belinda. Thanks for having me.
Well, very excited this year. You're having your rookie year in TCR, but you haven't just started racing this year. You've been around for a long time. Tell us your journey to date and how you've made it to TCR.
So it dates back quite a long time ago. I started when I was only 7 in go-karts. It was funny. One day I was driving in the backyard in Dad's golf buggy, and I crashed into the fence. And I think from then was when Dad had decided that we had to get into a go-kart of some sort, because Dad had never had any motorsport history, never followed racing or anything like that. So it was a little bit unusual. So, yeah, like I said, I crashed into a fence, and then we went dodging karts, and apparently I wouldn't want to get off them. So then Dad went on eBay and just searched for an old secondhand go-kart. So we purchased a go-kart, and the same day we picked it up, we headed down to the Geelong Go-Kart Club, where apparently I cried on the out grid because I didn't want to go. I was too scared. But as you can tell, I ended up going out, and it's been a great journey since. So we did quite a few years in go-karts, and we moved up into cars in 2016 because I sort of started getting a bit bored with go-karts, and me and Dad, we wanted a new challenge, and we wanted to see what we could do and how much fun we could have. So we went to Sandown one day because I was following my good mate John Dorio, and he was racing Formula Fords, and we sort of started looking at that pathway to go down. And we had a good look at the Formula Fords, but as we're on the out grid for the Formula Fords, some XLs were driving past, and we were thinking, what in the hell are these little buzz boxes doing? And we remember seeing the grid; it was full back then. So we thought, we'll look into this a little bit. And sure enough, we ended up buying a $200 car off Gumtree, and we started building our own race car. And we did our first year in the car racing. It was just me, Dad, and Dom, who was a mentor from go-karts, and he's been with me since my early days, since I started racing. So it was basically us three for a few years. Oh, actually, it was just a year in the cars, and then towards the end of the year, we had a suspension problem with the car, and we couldn't seem to find the problem out ourselves. And we went to all the local shops to try and figure out the issue, but we still couldn't do it. And time was running short. We had a race coming up I think it was 2 weeks. So we decided to bite the bullet and contact David Byrne from XL Racing Australia, where we brought the car over to him, and he had a look at the car, and within 5 minutes he knew exactly what the problem was. And from then on, we just started working together, and it worked out really well. So the next year we decided to build a new car and see if we could make it any better, or if there's any different changes we could use, because previously we weren't using a lot of the Brown Davis parts, which have obviously been a massive help in the new car build. So over the summer we built a new car using all of the Brown Davis parts, all of the XL Racing Australia data sheets and all that sort of stuff. So we put a car together with Dave, and we had a really good year. We ended up winning the 2018 Nationals as well as the South Australian State Championship, and I was fortunate enough to win the CAMS Rising Star Award. So that was a really good year for us. It was a year where we took on a lot, and we did a lot of racing in Victoria and South Australia. So we had plenty of great fun, and there's plenty of late night trips back home from the workshop. So it all goes without saying, like Dave and David Brown as well, they put in so much work before I even got to the team, and they'd already developed cars and engines and all that sort of stuff. So it was really cool to jump in such an experienced team already, where we basically never been a part of a team in go-karts. So it was something new for us, and we had a great time in there. So yeah, we kept working with the boys, and as you can tell, we're now in TCR. So this was a little bit of a shock to myself, and I think Dad as well, because we never really saw motorsport as a realistic sort of dream that we could approach. So yeah, we always thought, yeah, like supercars and racing would be. It was always a dream. We never had any thoughts that it would actually happen. So once we were with Dave, and he's obviously a really optimistic guy, so he put a lot of thoughts and ideas in our heads, and somehow it's happened, and we've got our own TCR team. So it's unbelievable, but none of it would be true if it wasn't for the great partners I have, such as Worth, High Tech Oils, McDonald's. All the guys have been with me for a long time, and I wouldn't be here without them. So hats off to them, because obviously motorsport being the way it is extremely expensive, and it's incredibly hard to gain the partnership that is needed to run a team. So I've been really lucky to have the amount of support we've had, and can't say thank you enough to them. So I hope in these tough times like now with COVID-19, it's really important that we start giving back towards them, and that's what we're really trying to do in the current times is working with our partners. So yeah, rookie year in TCR, like you said before, we didn't get to do our first race, unfortunately, at the Grand Prix. We were suited up and ready to go out in Friday morning for our first race, and then the call was made to can the event. So we were gutted with the decision, but obviously the safety of everyone else comes first. So we understood 100%. But yeah, we're sitting around waiting to see when our next race will be.
We definitely have had some exciting last couple of years with all your racing. So congratulations on your achievements to date. Did you actually do a Full Ford race?
No, I actually never even tried one. Yeah, we went to the track ready to buy one, and then we went home buying a $200 XL.
Oh, how funny is that? I mean, obviously it's quite different from an open wheeler to a tip.
Yeah.
Like just make the decision. Obviously it's a bit cheaper to race the XLs.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
And what are the costs generally of an XL racing? I think that it's a great transition from karts, generally going to Formula Fords, going probably next into XLs. I know a lot of the listeners are generally trying to think about what's the right pathway to pursue in motorsports. And I guess one of the big questions would be, like, what are the costs like in XL racing?
Yeah, well, obviously coming from go-karts, go-karts are very full on. Like, if you wanted to, you could race every weekend of the year. So we were doing quite a lot of karting, and we'll spend a lot of money in go-karts, obviously. And we thought that if we're going to be spending so much in go-karts, we thought that we could spend the same amount of money in car racing, and we can go and race on these massive, iconic tracks. So that was sort of our thought process. So obviously we went to the track, ready to do a deal on a Formula Ford, and we had a lot of interest in that. And yeah, when push come to shove, and we're looking at the comparisons between the XL and the Formula Ford, we just thought that not only was the XLs safer in our eyes, obviously a lot of my family were concerned with the Formula Ford being open wheelers, and you're not very much protected. Even though the cars these days are incredibly safe, it's still you're in an open wheeler. So that was one of the major things, being the safety concern. So we started leaning towards the XLs, and once you start putting together like what you can do to the cars and how much it costs to build, you can really build a car within 5 to 10 grand. So that was how our first race car came about, and yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun. Like me and Dad and Dom, we spent a lot of late nights in the garage at home, and we'll just strip the car, throwing pieces away, and every time we needed a new piece, we just instead of buying a new part, you just go and buy a car because it was cheaper to do so. So we ended up with like 5 or 6 spare cars in the backyard, and we live in town, so it's not like we got a lot of property or anything. So yeah, Mum was pretty mad at the backyard. It was basically a car park with XL. So and we had a lot of fun, but yeah, it's definitely a really good stepping stone out of go-karts, jumping into a very affordable car racing class. And it's definitely one of the biggest classes out there, being like most races have got a full grid of 50 cars. So I enjoy those days a lot, and I do look forward to getting back into an XL this year, doing a race here and there to just to go back to the grassroots and really enjoying where we came from.
Do you still have your car, or did you sell it?
No, we still have it. Yeah, we're going to hold on to it for as long as we can. And like I said, we'll use it to come back and do a race here and there. And just remember what racing's all about, and go and head up to South Australia and race Ashley Johnson, because we had plenty of great battles with him. And I look forward to going back there to do it again.
Michael, you mentioned on your intro that you weren't used to working within a team. It was just yourself, Dad, and Dom, and then you met Dave and Dave. But now that you've taken a step up to another category again, and into as you said, the rookie year of TCR, which is touring car racing. How has the team grown, and who now is in your team? And so it's gone from 3 to 5 to what does it stand at now? And
yeah, it's incredible. So a lot of the guys in our team now, we've been with them for quite a few years. So you have myself, obviously, then you got David Byrne, David Brown, Ash Wright, John O'Bycroft, which he's actually a new addition to the team. He was a good friend of David Byrne, and he's a really good data and analysis. So obviously being in TCR, you get to the functions of using Motec, which is something that I had no experience with, and neither did anyone in the team. So we had to recruit Jono, which has been like absolutely fantastic. He's such a great down-to-earth bloke with plenty of experience and plenty of knowledge. So yeah, it's really cool because our team we've got like a really big core function, and a lot of the people come just from Excels, and a big thing to say is that no one's getting paid. Everyone in the team is doing it out of their own time, their own hard work and effort, and obviously they've got day-to-day jobs, so nothing can be done during the day. So they end up coming to the workshop at night and leaving time from out of their family, and it's a really big thing for everyone in the team. Yeah, obviously it's not our day-to-day job. Like we are competing against some really big teams. It's literally their day-to-day job to go to a car factory and develop cars and work on them. So we're doing it tough, but I think we're going to do all right in the year because, like I said, we have a really good team and a lot of smart minds behind us. So hopefully if we get the opportunity, I think we'll do okay.
And you've got 2 girls on the team?
Yeah, so we've got Kat. She's a really great mechanic. She's actually from New South Wales. So, yeah, she comes down and helps us out. And, yeah, she's really good mechanic, as well as Bree Wright. So that's our team manager, Ash Wright's daughter. So she's a really good candidate to the team. So, yeah, like I said, everyone's just jumping in, pouring in help. And wherever we need the assistance, there's someone there. So we're really fortunate to have so many great people in the team.
And now that you've stepped up into the category, how has your fitness regime changed, if ever?
Yeah, so I've always been I still eat quite bad, but I do go to the gym as much as I can. Obviously now we can't because gyms have just closed, but I do a lot of body workouts at home and trying to keep myself fit and prepared for the race car. But one of the things that I think I've struggled most with in the new race car TCR is the temperature inside the car. Obviously being XLs, it's very production based, so it's quite standard and doesn't get too hot in the car. But the TCR car gets a lot hotter, and I'm noticing myself sweating quite a lot, and it's something that I'm having to deal with that I haven't had to really deal with before. Like at the AGP during qualifying, I remember I was only on my 3rd lap, and I had sweat come off my forehead, and it came into my eye, and I was coming onto the straight, and that burned. So I was coming onto the straight with one eye closed, and then I was trying to wipe it out. But yeah, it's something that I'll deal with, and I'm sure I'll find a way to get around it. But yeah, it's been a really big challenge so far, but we're up for the challenge, and I think that if you give us enough time during the year, we'll cope with it, and we'll just keep progressively improving. And I hope by the end of the year that we're doing some good things.
And I just remember that during the test day, you're saying physically to drive the cars are very different from the XL to the TCR. Can you talk us through what the differences are?
Yeah, so the actual fundamentals of the car are quite similar, being front-wheel drive, still a low horsepowered car, except these have got a lot more grip compared to the XL. So I didn't have to really change any of my driving styles because I've only really driven front-wheel drive cars. So that was an advantage to us. But in terms of the car, yeah, I've never really driven anything fast. So to me, these are fast, but to an experienced race car driver, they'd probably say the opposite. But yeah, the cars have got massive brakes compared to an XL. So you stomp on the brakes and your face gets almost torn off and you hit the steering wheel. So I had to, my first time out, the brakes are cold, and I thought that was how they normally were. And then once they get up the temp and you jump on them, it's just it was nuts. I couldn't understand what was going on. But yeah, apart from that, you've got obviously a lot of power, and it's also boosted. So you'd come out of the corner and you're not prepared, but there's a lot of lag. And then once the turbo kicks through the lag, and then it comes all on at once, it's just it's like going down a freaking a runway and the plane starts taking off. So yeah, it was something new for us, but we got through it, and it's been great fun since.
And when it comes to race weekend and nutrition, do you change up your diet, or how is it your nutrition on the weekend, or do you eat, or were you too nervous? Obviously last week it was a little bit of a different circumstance, but
yeah. Our first race weekend, Mum was there trying to flood me some healthy food, apples, bananas, anything that was going to give me a lot of energy, because Thursday was a really busy day. We had 3 sessions, so yeah, my nutrition it's definitely changed a lot more. Trying to keep up the proteins during a race weekend. Where in Excels, I was going to the canteen there and eating whatever was being fried make. So yeah, it's quite different. But yeah, obviously you got to do what you got to do to stay mentally fit and as well as physically fit for the other race car. So yeah, we're definitely taking more of a dietitian approach, and it's working well so far.
Fantastic. And obviously it's your first race. Well, the first race didn't actually happen, but again, being new, how do you get yourself into the right mindset to go racing? Are you one to put headphones on or go have some quiet time? You don't really do anything. Do you warm up with some general fitness exercises?
Not really. I'm sort of like I don't get too nervous. I sort of just chill out in the garage and just let everything unfold. For on the AGP weekend, I was before a session, I would just stand in the car and sort of a little bit quiet, I suppose, just trying to mentally prepare yourself for what you need to do during the session and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't really have a regime, but I think that it probably will come during the year as it starts getting a lot more professional and you need to fall into the mindset quite severe. So yeah, at the moment, I sort of just stay chill and I speak to everyone on the team, just walk around and yeah, just keep level-headed.
Yes, you're very cool, calm, collective, aren't you? You don't like to show much. You don't like to give much away, do you?
Yeah, it's just me, yeah.
So Michael, mentioning before that you've had a massive learning curve when it comes to gaining sponsorship. Was a completely different ballgame from Racing Excels into TCR. What has been some of those learning lessons that you've had trying to get the sponsorship for TCR?
Yeah, well, obviously coming from an amateur level of XR racing with partners and all that sort of stuff. So I was really lucky enough to have a lot of great partners in XLs. And when we told them that we were making the move to TCR, nearly all of them said, "Yeah, that's awesome. We want to be on board." And literally said how much. So I was really fortunate to have such great partners in the past, and I think that's been the case because we have really good relationships with our partners, and we try to do our best to give back to them and ask what we can do for them. So yeah, once we made the call, they were all hands on deck, and obviously at our first race at the AGP, we were really lucky enough to land Worth as our naming rights partner for that event, and that just happened through someone who knew someone who knew someone. So we had a really good link there, and I think that's mainly the case in a lot of corporate partners. It's a relationship through someone else. So yeah, we were really lucky to gain that support, and I can't thank them enough. And I hope that with the way things are now, we don't know when our next event will be, but I hope that we can still continue the partnership for the rest of the year.
And one thing that's definitely been on your side when it comes to sponsorship has been your social media Facebook page. You've got over 18,000 fans on there. How did you build that audience?
Well, I started it quite a few years ago. I think it was maybe like 2014. I was only halfway through go-karts. So yeah, once we opened it up in karts, obviously we had a small following as expected for a few years, but we made the switch to cars, and it started gradually building itself from there. And then as we started taking racing pretty serious, we thought that a profile in your social media network is one of the biggest things a potential sponsor looks at. So we worked on that a lot. We advertised a lot on our racing to get it built up quite a lot. And then we as we started winning, we just kept getting a lot of followers, which is I was really insane and so humbled to get so much support. And then we made the big switch to TCR, which has been the major boost. So as soon as you start hitting this sort of professional level of racing, it's just gone out of the world. So yeah, I'm absolutely mind blown at the support we're getting, and yeah, it's crazy at the moment.
So having such a big fan following, you have to be constantly on there. So do you do all your own social media, or does your family help you out with that?
No, I take care of all my online social media accounts. I think it's best to do that to give that personal sort of perspective to your fans. So yeah, I handle all of them, and I try and be as active as possible. I'm always replying to all the comments. I'm always asking questions, and I'm starting to do a lot of giveaways as we're getting a lot of team merch. So yeah, I try and give back as much as possible and connect with everyone as much as I can. I love it. It's a great thing when you receive a comment on from someone you don't even know, but they know you. So it's really cool to have.
And do you have a preferred platform? You're on both Facebook and Instagram.
I'm actually on everything, yeah. So obviously Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're setting up a YouTube account as well as Twitch. Yeah, I'm on everything I can be. Yeah, just try and connect with as many people as possible.
I think you'd be really funny on TikTok.
I actually I made an account a little while ago, but I only featured my ducks. But I actually
with the duck.
there's a couple of videos of the ducks on there. But yeah, I think I should start doing some car racing ones because I haven't seen that on TikTok yet. But there's a lot of potential to get a lot of views on that. So yeah, for sure.
For those who don't know, Michael has a pet duck called.
I've actually got 3: Barbara, Jerry, and Bart.
And on his race car, he has a cartoon at the back, and it's called Duck.
Yeah. So I've got a cartoon from Barbara, my pet duck. We had Simon from Check It Out Graphics. I basically said to him, I want my duck on the car, and he came back with this insane little cartoon of like it looks really cool. So I'm happy to be riding with Barbara, and it's really cool little addition to the car.
Oh, that's just another thing. You do name your car. What's your car name, and why is it named that?
We brought the car named Charlie. So, the car came as Charlie. I initially wanted to change the name, but funny enough, my team manager, Ash Wright, said, no, you can't change the car name. It's like change the name of a boat. It's insanely bad luck. So once he told me that, I was like, yeah, definitely not. I do not want any bad luck in this car. So Charlie stuck, and I think it's a pretty cool name for a car.
Yeah, I like it. And so, Michael, now that there's no uni, because you've just finished your VC last year, and what are you studying at uni?
I'm doing a Bachelor of Business. So, yeah, uni's actually just been closed down at RMIT. It's all online classes. So that it actually works out well with myself and the racing. I can log on and do my classwork, and then I can get off that and start doing all my racing stuff. So it's working pretty well at the moment. But, yeah, obviously it's not going to stay like this forever. So, it's just trying to handle the both racing and uni at the same time. And I did it through year 12 in high school. So hopefully it's not too bad this year.
And is that what you're doing now in your off time? Just hanging at the race car?
Yeah. So I'm here every day at the factory working on all my media stuff or potential sponsors and handling with all the promotions and interacting with all my current partners. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of that at the moment. I think it's a really good opportunity to do that as we're not on track. It's we need to keep the wheels spinning off track. So I'm doing all of that, and as long as my online uni classes and I'm juggling the both, and it's working out all right. But yeah, it's just hopefully it's not too long we got to do this, but you never know what's going to happen in the future.
And what is the ultimate goal for MC Motorsports?
I want to run my own car team eventually. So obviously we have started with where we are now, Michael Clemente Motorsports, but the long-term goal is to continue running a multi-car team across a few different classes would be ideal. But whether I'm driving or not, I don't really mind as long as I'm in the scene and as long as it's been a profitable business is the ideal goal. Obviously, it's one of the hardest industries in motorsport, so it's going to be a massive challenge, and everything's going to be thrown at us. But I've got so many great people behind me, and I think we'll do all right if we get the chance. And
Michael, what is your favourite racetrack other than Bathurst, and why?
Other than Bathurst, I really enjoy Phillip Island. It was the second track I ever drove, and I think. To me, Phillip Island has been just as cool as the one time we went to Bathurst. Obviously, Bathurst it's Bathurst, so it's the ideal track. But Phillip Island is a really, really close second to it. I just love the fast speed corners, and you got turn one, which is insanely awesome if you get it right, and it's quite nasty if you get it wrong. And obviously, you got Lukey Heights coming over the crest. It's it's a really cool track to be on.
Yeah, I just like the view.
It looks
always
cool.
Cold there, but the view's beautiful.
Yeah, coming down Main Street when you're looking at the water, I don't think you get that anywhere else in the world.
No, it's very beautiful. Michael, thank you very much for your time today. I think that you gave some great tips and some insight about your career to date and progressing up through the different categories. Do you have any final words or advice for up and coming motorsport athletes when it comes to whether on track or off track?
I think one of the biggest things is make sure you do enjoy every time you're on track. If you look at when we were at Albert Park on the Grand Prix circuit, we came in with the attitude of let's just enjoy it and take it as it comes, because I think for us that was the best way to approach that event. Because if you look at if you came in thinking, oh, I want to win, I want to do all this sort of stuff, and you don't really embrace where you are and what you're doing, like the weekend got cut short, and I think that's the biggest thing. I was able to enjoy the amount of time I had on track, and I think if we were stuck in the mindset of having to work really hard, not saying that we weren't working really hard, which we were, but we were also enjoying everything we were doing. We were looking around, embracing where we were. And I think if we weren't doing that and the weekend had been cut short, we would have been like, oh, what's just happened? Like we haven't really enjoyed where we were. So nothing's guaranteed. So if you're in the motorsport industry, just make sure you enjoy it and take it as it comes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me.
We can't wait to watch you in your first year. How can people follow your journey?
You can go on any of my social medias. I'm on Facebook as Michael Clemente Motorsport. I'm on Instagram as Michael Clemente 15. And you can get all my other social medias from those two accounts. So, you can follow me on them. And I do try and interact with everyone as much as I can. So, feel free to drop a message, ask any questions. Just connect with me and I'll connect with you.
And all of Michael's details will be in today's show notes.
Awesome. Yep. As well as, our website. We just got a website published, which is really, really cool. I've never had one. So, obviously you can jump onto my website and there's plenty of stuff you can do there. You can buy our merch. You can connect through me on there. And, there's plenty of cool stuff that's going on, and you can contact me on basically anything. And another thing we've got is if you jump onto our website, it comes up with a newsletter subscription where if you sign up to that, you get weekly reports from myself of my racing, what we're doing, what's happening behind the scenes. So make sure you do jump on the website and you subscribe and you do all the cool stuff.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Michael. Stay safe. Keep healthy and well, and we'll look forward to the first race whenever that shall be.
I know, hopefully soon. But thanks so much for having me, Belinda. It's been a blast.
No worries. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Belinda.
Well, thanks everyone for listening to this week's show. I really hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Now, remember, all the show notes with the links and the specials mentioned in today's show are available over at motivatetraining.com.au. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you could head to iTunes or Stitcher, type in Motorsport Coaching, subscribe, and leave us a review. Each week, I'll read them out and you'll go into monthly draw to win a fantastic prize. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at motivatetraining.com.au or head over to our Facebook page at Motivate to Tea. Until next time, take care.